Peter.
Hello.
How important is humanitarian logistics to the world's economy?
Humanitarian logistics, or humanitarian aid, is a huge sector in the world economy. Direct donor contributions total about £10 billion a year. But that's just the tip of the iceberg, because behind those direct donations are a whole supply chain, both commercial and humanitarian, which feed to the programs to assist the beneficiaries.
And how can students benefit from volunteering?
Well, there's a great range of humanitarian organisations that operate in the sector, and they all deliver aid in different ways, and they do different sectors. Some will deliver food, some shelter, some specialise in water and sanitation. So volunteering allows you to get to know the sector and to know the organisations that operate and where they operate. And it also gives you a feel for the conditions under which they operate, because obviously they're not always the most pleasant of working conditions that people have to face. The other factor is that it gives the organisations a chance to look at you as a person and as an individual, and whether they would like to take you on. A lot of the initial contracts with humanitarian aid organisations are very short term. So building up a track record within them through volunteering is vitally important.
In the wake of several natural disasters, how important were humanitarian logistics to minimising further disaster?
Oh, absolutely essential. Whenever a natural disaster happens, the first thing that needs to occur on the ground is that people can go in and do an assessment of what the beneficiaries might need. And of course, to deliver that to the beneficiaries requires a supply chain, and key to that are the logistics and logisticians. So whether it's you're setting up a program on direct aid, where you're going to provide food, shelter, water to the beneficiaries, or whether it's going in to look at what the local supply chain can do in terms of regenerating that supply chain to create self-sufficiency back in the beneficiaries, it means that the logistician skills are paramount in that situation.
And what advice would you give those looking to go into humanitarian logistics?
Oh, go for it. There's a lot of opportunity within the sector. I would say, first of all, that age is no barrier, or qualifications, although a lot of the UN organisations will look for degree level qualifications. In fact, there's a lot of organisations, a lot of smaller organisations, where they're more interested in you as a person and your ability to work in these sort of conditions. So keep yourself healthy, be fit, be ready to deploy, have your inoculations, make sure you have insurance, because not all agencies will cover your insurance when you go to that work. But be committed. We work with a lot of students going through the certification programs, and they are incredibly committed people. But the other thing is also to be prepared. You will come across a lot of situations which are emotionally difficult, and it's a combination of having a thick skin and a compassionate attitude to working in those conditions.
And lastly, is humanitarian logistics purely a voluntary career?
No. As I've said, it is fiercely competitive, and to get into the operations a lot, then you do require a lot of volunteering and a lot of different organisations. But there are contracts out there. As I say, a lot of them initially will be short-term, but then these can turn into full career opportunities, and people do have long and varied careers within humanitarian logistics.
Thank you.
Thank you.